Good afternoon, or good evening, good afternoon. Whoa, it's, whew, there we go. Sorry guys. How is everyone today? Good jobs, everyone happy? Okay, good. So, if you're new to this channel, or if you haven't been around that long, you know that I was kind of obsessed with this story about Jordyn Woods and Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. Not because I care about these people, because I don't, honestly. But mostly because of the way that the social media response was to Jordyn regarding what happened with Tristan and the reaction by Khloe of dragging Jordyn without a lot of evidence that anything happened. Now, I understand that with Tristan's background, if you're not familiar, Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson were involved in a relationship. They have a daughter who just turned 1 year old. They had famously, he was cheating on her like when she was in labor, or basically the week before she gave birth to their daughter. And, you know, the relationship, Tristan met her and he had a girlfriend, and he's just, you know, he's kind of a cad, you know. He cheated on his ex-girlfriend with Khloe, even though Khloe says that it didn't happen. The ex-girlfriend has come out and said, I was still with him, and then all of a sudden he was with Khloe. So the trust was broken. Tristan Thompson is a professional basketball player. He's moderately okay. Nothing to, I don't know, write home about. I'd say he's less of a basketball player, less successful of a basketball player than, say, her previous ex-husband Lamar. Lamar was actually pretty good basketball player. But we all know what happened with Lamar. So anyways, back in the beginning of the year, this allegation came out that Jordyn Woods, who was formerly Kylie Jenner's best friend of many, many years, who is connected to and her friends with, it's such a tangled web, but Jordyn Woods has family relationships with Jada and Will Smith, or Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, and she has been friends with Kylie Jenner since they've been kids. So she had basically grown up in the Kardashian home. She was from an affluent family, and she had been a part of this world for years and years and years. She did some work with Kylie. She lived with Kylie at one point. And so while Khloe was sort of going through the aftermath of the cheating with Tristan, a story broke that Jordyn was seen with Tristan at a party late at night, and that they hooked up. And then there was all these allegations that they slept together and that they were doing the diddy, or that she was on his lap, or that she had her legs over his lap, or that it was just they were flirty. It was just sort of like the story kept changing, and then Khloe famously went onto Twitter and basically threw Jordyn under the bus and said, you broke up my family. And then she broke up with Tristan. So it was a mess. Everyone on social media was basically calling Jordyn a homewrecker, and very little evidence ever materialized about anything that happened between Jordyn and Tristan. Tristan denied it. He said he kissed her, but he didn't he never admitted on the show that he had sex with her. And Jordyn sat down with Jada Pinkett Smith on Red Table Talk when it happened, very shortly after it happened, and denied that anything between her and Tristan happened. She was drunk, she said, but she did not have sex with him, according to her. And she also claimed that it was barely even a kiss. Okay? So during this time, we had to wait months and months and months to hear Khloe's side of the story, right? So she goes on to Red Table Talk. Jada talks to Jordyn. Jordyn denies everything. She says that she would never do that to Khloe, that she was not that kind of person. She was not interested in Tristan, blah, blah, blah. Well, months later, the Kardashians show airs Khloe's response, and basically all of the girls are dragging Jordyn. So they're all like, we already knew what kind of person Tristan was. Tristan was a cheater, but it's Jordyn. We didn't know the kind of person that Jordyn was. And it became this like sort of mean girls attack on the show, which drove me nuts. And I was so angry after I watched that episode because I was like, why are they dragging the girl? If this did happen, wouldn't it be Tristan's fault? He's the one in this relationship with Chloe, not Jordyn. And they had no evidence because no one could say what happened. Jordyn denied it, Tristan denied it, and then it was maybe a kiss. I mean, she said that he tried to kiss her and she sort of like walked away and got in her car and left. That was the extent that Jordyn said that there was. Well, I guess today, during a Red Table Talk sort of catch up of different stories that they've covered through the years, Jada and her mom were talking about stuff that happened between her and the conversation that she had with Jordyn. And so during this part, the segment on the Red Table Talk, she says, Jada said that Jordyn did take a lie detector test. It was Jordyn's request. It was her request to be here. It was her request to take the lie detector test. We had a forensic polygraphist with more than 25 years of experience in a criminal and some civil investigations. It wasn't for the show. It was for her and for the people that she loves. And when she sat down with a polygraph person, Jordyn said they asked her what her goal was. And she just said, I just want everyone to know that I'm telling the truth. And so she told that to the polygraph person. And she said, that's the most important part of the story to me is the truth. And so he then hooks her all up, which I'll show you a photo. There she is taking the lie detector test. So he hooks her all up, and then he asks her some basic questions like, are you in California? Where are you currently sitting down? And then he says, like, did you have sexual intercourse with Tristan? And she says, no. So apparently we only saw like a few of the questions, and I guess the test took like 2 hours. But after he scores everything and looks at everything, he says, I thought you did a fantastic job. You definitely passed, and I believe you're being truthful to the test. And so it goes back to Jada and her mom basically saying she passed with flying colors. There's always more to the story. So you've got to be careful with how you judge people no matter what you hear, no matter what's out there. So now there's some question on like, are these like polygraph tests even admissible? They're actually like, are they even reliable? These are not things that are admissible in court. So there's a long history of whether or not they're accurate. When I was digging through some stuff, I found this article on the American Psychological Association, and they were talking about the reliability of these tests. And in this article, which with research that's done, it says the truth about lie detector tests. They write that the accuracy of polygraph testing has long been controversial. An underlying problem is theoretical. There's no evidence that any pattern of physiological reactions is unique to deception. An honest person may be nervous when answering truthfully, and a dishonest person may be non-anxious. Also, there are a few good studies that validate the ability of polygraph procedures to detect deception. As Dr. Sachs and Israeli psychologist Gershon Ben-Shahar note, it may in fact be possible to conduct a proper validity, may be impossible to conduct a proper validity study in real world situations. It's very difficult to know what the truth is. So it says that the biggest issue here is that the polygraph is not separated with placebo-like effects. So the subject's belief in the efficiency of the procedure from the actual relationship between deception and the psychological or physiological response. It says one reason they may appear to be accurate is that the subjects who believe that the test works and that they have been detected may confess or may be very anxious when questioned. And if this view is correct, then the lie detector test might be better called a fear detector test. So they're not necessarily the most accurate, and they're not even admissible in court. They're still used as a technique in investigations by police, despite science kind of saying that there's nothing proving them right. But either way, I still think there's something to say about someone willing to take one if they believe that it will clear their name. I don't know that it necessarily says that she didn't do these things, but I don't think she did these things to begin with. I think everyone made a big uproar about something that not even Khloe could figure out what happened. On the current season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Tristan's like trying to get back together with her obsessively, buying her gifts and stuff. And, you know, Radar Online is reporting that she and Tristan are back together on the DL and everything's hunky-dory now. So did she do it? Did she not do it? I don't think she did it to begin with, and I don't think that she needed to do a lie detector test to prove it. I think in this world of like cancel culture, we are constantly asking for receipts and trying to prove things that did not happen. And in this case, I think Jordyn became sort of the victim of a machine that is the Kardashians, and we assume that everything that the Kardashians say and do is accurate, correct. And I never got the sense that she had any incentive to do the things she said. So, and if with that being said, Khloe has actually, like a couple months ago, earlier this fall, actually posted this on her Instagram, basically saying that she forgives everyone. She said, the reason why I decided to post my previous post is because I'm seeing a lot of back and forth why people asking is, why don't I keep the same energy with Jordyn? The message is for Jordyn. It's for anyone else who's ever hurt me. For some reason, people want to assume that I'm talking only about Tristan. This message applies to all parties involved in the situation that have ever hurt me. Men, friends, and family, work associates, anyone who's played a role in my pain. My life won't be consumed with hate. I've chosen to occupy my life with positivity. Every day I choose to find the good in the day. To choose this daily doesn't mean I don't have bad days, but my good days are so much better than my bad ones. They are all human. We are all human and we all make mistakes, myself included. Hate is heavy and I'm tired of carrying all of that weight around. So Khloe still seems to think that something happened. She did admit to kissing him, but she didn't admit to like sleeping with him. So I don't know. I don't necessarily place stock in this that like, oh, she's completely cleared of this allegation. But again, we also don't know the whole story. We weren't there. And some things just, you know, aren't really our business. So I want to know what your thoughts are about this. Did you believe something happened? Did you not believe? Did you think it was blown out of proportion? I want to know if she is back with Tristan. How do you even trust Tristan? You were 9 months pregnant and he was cheating on you. Like, he had another girlfriend and then went to a wedding with you, and then he lied to you about having a relationship and then got in a relationship with you but hadn't gotten rid of the girl who was pregnant. Tristan does not have the best track record with women, and I would say that I would believe Jordyn 100 times more than I would ever believe Tristan. I don't know if they slept together, but I don't think that they slept together. Maybe something else happened, but I definitely think this should be put to rest. So tell me what your thoughts are on the questions. Would you blame your friend? Would you not blame your friend? Do you think Jordyn was dragged unnecessarily? Obviously, my opinion is I think she was, but I also think if something did happen, you shouldn't be hooking up with your friend's boyfriend. But also, I would also be like, dude, your like boyfriend shouldn't be hooking up with people, period. So, always takes two people to tango. All right, you guys, I'll be back later with more. Bye.